Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. It's called the Retro Wanderluster, where I, review, rank video games, movies, and talk about traveling because I'm a wanderluster at heart. But I just decided to finally make a video because I'm bored out of my mind, and I decided to do my favorite metal band, rank the albums of Judas Priest. Now I looked high and low for the Angel Retribution. I cannot find the damn thing, so I'll have everyone ranked but that one. I mean, I'll put it in the list, but I couldn't find it. I guess that's the problem with having so many CDs and albums and being non-OCD. I have just so much shit that most of them are ranked in the J's, but once I ran out of space, I just threw a bunch of random albums all over the damn place. So I just decided to rank the albums. So it's my opinion. I know everybody has to say that because there's always somebody that fucking bitches about why didn't you put this in there? Or why didn't you put that in there? But I don't know. And I can't ever seem to line this damn camera up very well. But I'll do my best. So we'll start this off with my least favorite, Nostradamus. Now, I saw them on this tour, and luckily I got, right up for third row because the lady was giving away tickets for $20 total. I was in the lawn. She's like, my husband and I have to leave, blah, blah, blah. So I got to see Testament, Motorhead, Heaven and Hell, and Judas Priest for $20 total. Couldn't beat it. So, yeah, this album, I can't, for one, most of the time I don't like concept records, although some are great, like Welcome to My Nightmare. And, another one that comes to mind is Operation Mindcrime. But, yeah, this album, I don't know, it's just, Priest doesn't do well with the stories, so I think the best songs off this are Visions, that's a good song, Prophecy, and that might be really the only good ones. Let's see. Yeah, I'd say those two. It's not a very good record, but here's the CD. Next up, the debut, Rocka Rolla. I love this vinyl because you can feel it, and it just feels like a bottle cap, whether it's an actual bottle cap or the candy. But it's really cool. This is actually a record store day release, I think 2018 if I remember. But it's colored too, clear vinyl there. Pretty cool. But this is more of a rock album, but they had elements of future sound. I was thinking the best tracks off this are Never Satisfied, which they played on the Epitaph tour, which is a pretty damn good song. One for the Road, good opener. Run of the Mill was pretty decent. It had a slow building, brooding song, then it kicks in, then it fades out. So overall, not a bad debut, but could have been worse. But I also have the cassette. I forgot it downstairs. It has the TurboGrafx cover. Yes, the other one that you see of Rocka Rolla, that's a TurboGrafx Ballistics cover. The game Ballistics, they used that as a reissue on a cassette for, maybe even CD, for Rocka Rolla, which is very weird. I love the TurboGrafx. It's probably the most underrated console. Aside from maybe the Dreamcast, it's really fucking good. But off topic, the next album I think I would rank, well, this might piss a lot of people off, but I want to go with Ram It Down. This album, I don't know, there's just a lot of filler on it. I love the title track. Heavy Metal is a great song. Heavy Metal, all that we want. Monsters of Rock and Blood Red Skies. Those are 4 great songs. But the rest are like the Johnny B. Good cover. Come on. I'm never really big on covers, but I mean their Diamonds and Rust cover was pretty damn good, surprisingly. But this one, not so much. And it was in the movie Johnny B. Good with Anthony Michael Hall. So Kix also is in that movie. No Ring Around Rosie, I believe, is the song by Kix in that movie. But it's a pretty good vinyl artwork right here. So it's just, I rarely listen to this album, but it's not bad because I love everything Judas Priest has done, so I have to rank it somewhere. And I have the CD here also. Ram it down the CD. So next I am going to rank, let's see, I want to go with Demolition, the last and second album by Tim Owens. And a lot of people want to hate on these two records, but if you put Rob Halford on the record, it sells more. And that's what Tim Owens basically said, and he's probably right, because he sounds just like Rob Halford, and I'm looking forward to the second Judas Priest band, if you want to call it that, KK Priest, with him and KK Downing. But yeah, this is actually a decent record. My favorite is Jekyll and Hyde. It's a great song. What else is on here? Machine Man. Great opening track. Machine Man coming. Bloodsucker is good. Feed on Me. Those are probably my top 4 tracks on the record. Overall, not a bad CD or album. So the next I'm going to go with, and this is all I have of this right now, is Sad Wings of Destiny, their second album, which is where Judas Priest is finally starting to come into their hard rock metal sound at the time. And Victim of Changes, that's a killer 7-8 minute track. They still play it to this day. It's just a great song. What else is on this off the top of my head? The Ripper, they played that the last tour with Saxon. I saw them in 2018. Just in your face, short, heavy metal about Jack the Ripper. Dreamer Deceiver, great track. Overall, it's a pretty solid sophomore album. This also is supposed to get a Record Store Day, if they have it this year. It's supposed to have this. I don't know if it's like I don't know, it's weird. It's like 44-year anniversary. But anyway, it's a Record Store Day release. I think it's a colored vinyl of Sad Wings of Destiny. And I plan to get that, hopefully. I live in a redneck area, so it shouldn't be a problem. So that's what I hope to get. So the next album I rank is probably the other Tim Ripper Owens album, Jugulator, which I think is better than Demolition on all levels. Mainly even just for the last song. It's one of the best Judas Priest songs. Cathedral Spires. It's definitely the best Tim Owens track. It's really good. Then you have Bullet Train. I think Bullet Train is the song they did with a video for this album. Burn in Hell, Brain Dead. It's in your face heavy metal. Really great stuff. It's just I prefer obviously Rob to Tim, but yeah, I think Tim Owens also said for this record that if Rob Halford would have sang on it, it would have been a big hit. So he's probably right, but it was the 90s where metal was dead, so who the hell knows. But awesome record. So the next one I would rank is probably the other one I have on cassette. I never had this on any other format. Is Sad Wings of Destiny, their third album, which it's really good. Sinner is a great track that I used to play all the way up until recently, but they dropped it for other titles. Diamonds and Rust, as I said, the Joan Baez cover, a folk song, but of course, much like Ronnie, James Dio takes a thing that's non-metal, like Rainbow, and makes it metal, just like Diamonds and Rust, a folk song done awesomely by Judas Priest. Starbreaker, great song. I think Arch Enemy even did a cover of this song with their first singer, the dude, Johan Leva or something. And they even have a couple ballads on here, that, like Last Rose of Summer, Here Come the Tears. They're okay. Not the best, but the album ends with a bang. Dissident Aggressor, the short early speed metal track. It's really good. So, Sin After Sin, third album. I'm surprised that wasn't being released either on Record Store Day, but I'll take the Sad Wings of Destiny. And coming in next, let's see what I have. I probably have Turbo next. The so-called sellout hair metal record, poppy record by Judas Priest. And this is an original release from '86. And it was supposed to be called Twin Turbos. They were supposed to have a dual album, but it turned into this and ran it down. A lot of people like to shit on this album, but I always loved it. Turbo Lover, great opening track. Locked In, they made a weird video for that, like an animated type video. Private Property, great song. Parental Guidance, so fuck you, Tipper Gore. That's basically what it was about, the PMRC. Out in the cold, they play that live occasionally. It's a pretty decent track. So overall, it's more poppy, but I love it. It's much, much better than the next one, which was Ram It Down. So the next one I'd say would be the one I don't have is the comeback with Rob Halford, Angel of Retribution. It's really good. The kickoff track, I think, is Judas Rising, which is just an in-your-face, typical Judas Priest song. And Worth Fighting For is a great song on that. Deal with the Devil is a great song. It ends with a hell of a song. I think it's their longest, actually. Loch Ness. It was like 13 and 14 minutes long. It's like a deep, brooding track. You know, it kicks in and then it goes back to ballads. And I haven't listened to the album for a long time because I haven't found the fucking thing, so I don't know where it is. But yeah, I would put it right between the ones I just reviewed, which would be right after Turbo, and then right before this one, Point of Entry, which is the alternate North American cover, which is just printer paper in the middle of the desert. Is really weird, but a lot of people like to shit on this record too. It's really great. Heading Out to the Highway obviously is the main track for this, which I've never seen them play live. I've seen them a couple times, and they don't play this enough. It's just a hell of a concert staple, I would say. Hot Rockin'. Don't watch the video. It's really stupid and cheesy. My favorite is probably Desert Plains. Great song. And Troubleshooter. More poppy again, but much better than, like I said, much better than Ram It Down and Turbo Lever. But I also have this, which is the alternate vinyl of Point of Entry. Not a very good cover either, but yeah, it's gatefold vinyl. Two vinyl record. Good stuff. Next up, Redeemer of Souls, their second to last album currently. And it's bent to hell because I got it at the Sam Goody at the mall. Yeah, it's still called Sam Goody where I live, so what the hell, I don't know. The guy said, who's been there since the 80s, said the sign burned out and they just never replaced it because it cost too much money. But yeah, here's the vinyl. And this was a hell of a record when it came out. And I don't think the production is as good as Firepower. Firepower's production was stellar, but the songs on here are pretty damn fabulous. Dragonaut, great opening track. Redeemer of Souls, probably my favorite. Sword of Damocles, great. Cold Blooded, Battle Cry, I have that live, CD and vinyl. Just great overall. And here's the CD of it too. The glare from the damn sun. Ugh. So there's that. And next up is probably, I think next would be Stained Class. I have the CD downstairs. I just forgot to bring the damn thing up. But here's the record. Really cool. This is where Judas Priest finally hit really the heavy metal era, and then just unleashed an assault on the metal world after this. It was also the first Judas Priest album to have their classic logo. And of course, this is infamous for the Better By You, Better Than Me cover of the subliminal do-it messages. I've listened to that song many times. I've never heard the damn things in it. I don't know what the hell they were talking about, but Rob Halford's like, do what? Have a drink, mow the lawn, cut the grass, do the dishes. So the judge ruled it out, in favor of Judas Priest, but then he said later on, I made a mistake. Well, too late, asshole. But yeah, I guess one of the kids died from the suicide attempt right there. And the other one survived, and he killed himself a few years later. I mean, there's a big controversy on it. I mean, you can look it up if you want. But other than that, Exciter, great track. Stained Class, Saints in Hell, which I loved it when they played it a couple years ago for the first time ever. Great song. Beyond the Realms of Death. That's pure metal at its finest. So overall, this album is just killer. It's no wonder it's one of the top albums by fans. So the next one, I'm going to go with their newest one, Firepower. I should have got this on vinyl. I never did. I don't know why. But this was my album of the year a few years ago when it came out. It just blew me away. I mean, I shouldn't be surprised because it's Judas Priest and they have every record's amazing. So, but when this came out, I must have listened to it a dozen times in 5 days at least. And then you have like Firepower, Evil Never Dies, Never the Heroes, Flamethrower, No Surrender. That's one of my favorite Judas Priest songs now because it's straight in your face, real quick, less than 3 minutes, but it's really good. Classic Priest song. Overall, this is one of the best albums. Narrowly missing their top 5 in my opinion, just barely. It's close between this one, the next one, and Stained Class that I just told you about. So if you haven't gotten this record, shame on you. Next, Hellbent for Leather, aka Killing Machine. This is my favorite 70s Priest album. It's right before Breaking the Law, the year before. And it's mostly known as Killing Machine in other places in the world, but when that shooting happened in San Diego where the teenager was firing on the elementary school and she said she didn't like Mondays, when they asked her why she did it, which is one of my favorite quotes of all time, and inspired the Boomtown Rats song, I Don't Like Mondays. So they changed it and they're like, well, that Killing Machine would not be a good name because of just what happened. If they live today, now they know it happens every fucking day. It's like an American dream almost. Shoot somebody. So, yeah, Killing Machine, Hellbent for Leather is a great 70s late metal album. Because you got Delivering the Goods. Delivering the Goods! And then you have Evening Star, underrated. Of course, title track, great song. Another cover of Green Man Leashy by, I think, Fleetwood Mac. Evil Fantasies. Just overall, nothing like well famous, maybe, but they're all just solid, every song on this album. So that's number, I think, 5. Yeah, 5 left. Top 5 now. I haven't even been counting the numbers, which is stupid because it's a countdown. But anyway, number 5 is Hellbent for Leather. Number 4, the masterpiece that is Defenders of the Faith. Actually, I think this was the tour that they held a concert, I think St. Louis, and then there was a riot and people tore up the seats and everything. And they're not allowed back in St. Louis, I don't think. Or that arena. That's probably what it is, that arena. But, yeah, I don't know what all happened. You can look it up if you want, but yeah. So here's the vinyl, Defenders of the Faith. Just a overall classic metal album. And of course you got like Free Will Burning, some Heads Are Gonna Roll, The Sentinel, which is a hell of a song. One of the finest heavy metal songs you'll ever hear. So is Free Will Burning. That's just in your face. Jawbreaker, Eat Me Alive, PMRC song, of course, that they targeted. They're like, oh, we can't let them listen to that. And the only downfall to this album is, yeah, I even like Heavy Duty. That leads into the turbo sound. But yeah, it's weird just to end the album with the title track that's only like a minute and a half with no lyrics. That's basically the only bad side to this, is that. Even every song on this album is amazing. Free Will Burning, Jawbreaker, Rock Hard Ride Free, The Sentinel, as I said, Love Bites, all great. So number 4 is Defenders of the Faith. I even have the cassette here, of course, because I still buy cassettes. Oh, if you're going to buy cassettes, you might want to check out Tapehead City. It's a website. Every Tuesday night at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time, they offer up new lots. Like last week was rap. This week's metal and alternative 90s and blah, blah, blah. But they have like every, if you love tapes and cassettes, they have every category covered. So, number 3, the all-time classic, British Steel. A lot of people think it's overrated. Well, I mean, most people don't, but lately I've been seeing people thinking, oh, it's overrated. Why? How is it overrated? Breaking the Law, classic, simple, one of the most famous songs in metal genre ever. Metal Gods, which is their basically theme song. Grinder, which I swear to God that app was named after this song. I mean, the song, it just fits, because looking for me, you put two and two together, and the guy that created it, or the people, had to be a Judas Priest fan. It's even, well, you take the E out, it's almost spelled the same. United, another heavy metal, We Stand Tall song that nobody ever talks about, but it's fucking awesome. United, United. Living After Midnight, of course, no need for that. The introduction. Steeler. It's just overall amazing. And speaking of this, also on Record Store Day, they have a 40th anniversary limited edition. I think it's red vinyl, if I remember, of British Steel. And I'm hoping to get that as well. And number 2, and you can easily flip these top 3, but number 2, you guessed it, it's either one or the other, but here it is, Painkiller. The heaviest Judas Priest I think I've ever gotten, and one of the most influential metal records of all time. The intro, as soon as you hear the double bass and the heavy guitars of Painkiller, you know what you're in for. The whole album's that way. And that's one of the best, heaviest songs ever recorded. It's just amazing. And I love when they play it live. It's one of my favorite Judas Priest songs. Might even be my favorite Judas Priest song. I don't know, but it's amazing. You got Painkiller, All Guns Blazing, another in-your-face song, Leather Rebel, Touch of Evil, one of my favorite ballad-y-like songs by Priest. Between the Hammer and the Anvil. Between the Hammer and the Anvil. Very underrated song. Metal Meltdown, all that. Another in-your-face, fast guitar introduction. This album never lets up. It hits you in the teeth and just keeps fucking kicking you when you're down. It's probably, I don't know. The other album I like probably a little bit more because I listen to it more because I feel it's more classic sound. But this one, you can, I don't know, you can just flip either one. It wouldn't make much of a difference. So finally, of course, the classic, number 1, Screaming for Vengeance. What else is there to say about this record? It's an iconic record. It's their probably most famous record, I would say. And you got, Electric Eye, Riding on the Wind, early speed metal like, Bloodstone, great song about metal brothers and, standing together. Screaming for Vengeance, really fat. That might be like their fastest song up until Painkiller. It just never stops in your face. And then, of course, you got another thing coming. And Devil's Child. I'll never forget seeing that Jim Brewer video with him singing with Rob Halford. Or his stand-up about Rob Halford. It's classic. But overall, it fluctuates between this and Painkiller. But I'd say that Screaming for Vengeance is number 1. And I also have the vinyl here, which I just love the robotic eagle. It's like, this is what I think when I see Judas Priest, is this logo. Yeah, possibly the demon on the Painkiller live, motorcycle, killer motorcycle, whatever you want to call it. But this, and also the razor blade from British Steel. But I think this is the coolest design they have. It's just pure Judas Priest all around. So that's my ranking of Judas Priest albums. I know I suck. I'm not good at making introductions. I have a bit of a speech problem. Sometimes I mumble too much. I don't know how to do edit videos and put the album title here while I'm talking about it or anything. I just wanted to make a video. Yeah, I know it's pretty shitty, but hell, everybody's doing it now. So that was my list. I I searched high and low for that fucking Angel Retribution. Couldn't find it because I'm a dumbass. But that aside, let me know what you think in the comments. And I don't know when I'll make another video again. It might be a while. I mean, it's not like I'm really, you know, a big YouTuber. So, as always, rock on. And I'll catch you later. Take care.